I'm Adeline, and it is so nice to meet you. Welcome to the 48th Celebrity Synastry chart reading, where we will be covering Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater. For those new and returning, I take notes on a synastry chart looking at the personal planets, signs, aspects, and of birth times available house overlays. I also add my extra insights and interpretations along the way. Feel free to leave your own in the comments below. Before we start the reading, give this video a like and subscribe for more celebrity synastry chart readings from me. Let's get into it. Starting off with the sun, we have Ariana's sun in Cancer and Ethan's sun in Gemini. Ariana takes care of family affairs. We're already off to an interesting start. Perfect. Ethan can be indifferent to Ariana's needs, and Ariana finds Ethan's mind appealing. Misunderstandings occur due to emotions, and Ethan finds Ariana's sensitive nature curious. Ethan's sun in Ariana's 5th house are relayed. They have creative and fun dates, and Ariana enjoys the adoration from Ethan. Kind of concerning. Ariana has great love for Ethan, and they have a desire to have children together. I'm sorry, that is not what I want to see here. I think this is genuinely the last reading where I would have wanted to see this. Ethan defines beauty according to Ariana, and this relationship is characterized by luck and pleasure. Ethan may be overlooking Ariana's flaws, like that she was married at the time. Ethan sees Ariana as a source of pleasure. Ariana's sun conjunct Ethan's moon. It's a powerful connection, and there's a blending of goals. I believe they did meet while they were working on a project together, so they would have shared that goal. Ethan plays a supportive role. That's actually funny because I swear he literally plays a supportive role in that project they're in, right? And Ariana plays one of the leads. Crazy. Ariana tends to lead the relationship in a literal way. Initial attraction is felt by Ethan. It concerns me that Ethan seems to have pursued the relationship. Ariana's sun sextile Ethan's Jupiter. Ariana energizes Ethan, and they are good travel companions. Ethan is generous with Ariana. From what we have seen, the adoration thing, which isn't the best. Mutual respect remains after the end. This is interesting. Both want to make the other happy, and Ethan boosts Ariana's confidence. I don't like that this is being repeated, because it seems like Ethan, as I said, seems to have pursued the relationship, has instigated the relationship, and the way he has done that seems to be by boosting Ariana's confidence and making her feel adored and everything. Which I guess makes sense, because if I believe that she was away, she was filming in England or something for this while, her husband was back home. So obviously if she wasn't spending as much time with him, she probably wasn't feeling as adored, or if there were issues in the marriage in the first place. So it's kind of concerning that Ethan sort of stepped into that role in a way. Ethan opens up new opportunities. Ethan opens up new doors for Ariana. I don't know where I would have thought this would have been the other way around, honestly. Ethan frequently gives Ariana the benefit of the doubt. A lot of things on Ethan's end are already being repeated that I don't like. Ethan's sun trine Ariana's moon. There's honest communication, and Ethan relies on Ariana's support. Ariana relies on Ethan's wisdom, and it's a naturally cooperative relationship. Ariana tends to be dependent on Ethan. From what we are seeing, it seems like the whole adoration thing, she seems to really feel herself and confident around him. Both feel they can rely on each other. Ethan's sun trine Ariana's Jupiter. They will overdo together. In one sense they have, or I guess Ariana Grande has. I feel like their response to the whole backlash and controversy about this has definitely been overdone in a way on their part. Particularly with Ariana defending herself with everything, I feel like her reaction is definitely overdone in not the best way. They are good travel companions, and there's a possibility of unpredictability. I guess this whole relationship becoming to fruition is definitely unpredictable in a way. I don't think either of them would have been expecting to come into this project with this in mind. Ariana boosts Ethan's self-confidence, so this is repeated for both of them, seems like. Both have a desire to make each other happy. Positive mutual respect will be maintained if they separate. Why is this repeated? This is very interesting that an end is repeated, and it is a positive one, it seems like. Ariana gives Ethan the benefit of the doubt frequently. So now it's time for moon. We have Ariana's moon in Libra and Ethan's moon in Cancer. These are both cardinal signs. They please each other, confrontation is avoided, there's a difference in priorities. I would hope so, but I don't know where this would be because I feel like the obvious difference in priorities would be Ethan having a child and a family, and for both of them, their marriages. So I don't know where the differences would be because it seems like neither of them prioritized that. So Ethan may fall into being Ariana's parent. Interesting. Ethan's moon in Ariana's 6th house overlaid. Ethan has conflicting feelings towards Ariana. Interesting. Both are too helpful to each other and can be beneficial working towards a mutual goal. We see again, it's easy to create a resentful relationship, potentially why there may be an end to this, that this is the only truly negative thing we've seen so far. The moons are square together, so timing is difficult. In a way, I guess it is. It is pretty awkward when you meet someone you like and you and them are married, I imagine. Find each other's habits unbearable. There's different views regarding the home. Past relationships from both sides are carried into this. Quite literally, you could say. Ariana's moon, Trine Ethan's Venus. There's mutual appreciation. It definitely seems like it. Easy to compromise, and there's natural affection. They're a social couple. I mean, in one way they are a social couple, in a more infamous way, you could say. Supportive of each other during conflict. I would find it interesting if the controversy has brought them together. That is kind of sad in a way though. They appreciate art together, quite literally working on an artistic project together. Ethan's moon is sextile Ariana's Mars. They are open with each other. I would assume this would be, hey, I'm married, and they don't seem to care. Ariana feels more assertive, and Ethan makes Ariana feel at ease. From what we are seeing, I hate to say it, I mean, it's both on either ends if they initiated it, but it seems like Ethan was the one that sort of pursued it. Ariana helps Ethan to be more confident. We see again, there's a mutual fascination, and Ethan feeds into Ariana's ego. Both learn about themselves here and can be tumultuous at times. Ethan's moon is square Ariana's Jupiter. There's a tendency to be extreme and excessive. In a way, yes, as I said, Ariana's reaction to all of this is a bit overdoing it in not the best way. And it is pretty extreme. I believe both of them have straight up just split and divorced from their previous partners. It is a pretty extreme take for both of them. Ariana has been married to her husband for a few years. And I believe with Ethan Slater, they've just been together for a long time and only been married for a couple, and then they have a child. It is pretty extreme to just meet someone on set and just get rid of your current situation for a new relationship. Poor judgment can lead to trouble. Yeah, literally in this case. They are too optimistic as a couple. I think going back to Ariana's reaction to all of this, I feel like I don't know what she was expecting out of all of this, but I feel like she thinks of them as too optimistic of a couple. I don't feel like she was expecting the reaction she got. Both feel free with their emotions, and it's a relationship about determining boundaries. I don't like this. That their previous relationship should have been about determining boundaries, not this one. There's a failing to keep promises. Yeah. To their current spouses. Both will learn better judgment and they meet in an optimistic way. Ethan may become possessive of Ariana. Ethan's moon and trine Ariana's Saturn. Building on past traditions is important. What once? It's a stable relationship and there's a potential for accumulating wealth. I'm not really sure where, I guess with Ariana and her new music coming out, but I believe only one of her songs has been a direct reaction and sort of response to this. So Ethan sees Ariana as mature and Ariana is accountable with Ethan. Too bad she wasn't accountable for her husband. Ariana prioritizes domestic life. We see this again. It's very strange considering this and that she takes care of family matters we saw earlier. And from what we know, I believe there was a situation where she was discussing wanting to have a family with Ethan and his wife. It's weird. Ariana's desire for commitment is appealing to Ethan. What about his wife? I don't like this relationship, obviously. Just things we're seeing is just Ariana finds it difficult to be emotionally caring and can achieve mutual long-term goals together. Again, with the goals, which is not really surprising.
Now for the intermission, this video is brought to you by me, my Etsy store, Adeline the Astrologer. If you ever watch this and think, hey, I would like her to read my Synastry chart, well, I will. I do personalized Synastry chart readings on my Etsy store. I do both basic and detailed ones. The basic ones are a bit more simple to understand and really good for those just beginning out in astrology, getting their heads around it, or just as a fun gift idea. The detailed readings are very similar to what I do here, so it's a lot of it just with my insights and interpretation on the chart. So if you're interested in that and everything else, astrology and tarot, readings and gifts, definitely check out my Etsy store for that. I'm always releasing new other things there as well. And you can even just favorite the store just to support me for free. Thank you for listening, and let's get back to the reading.
So now it's time for Mercury. We have Ariana's Mercury in Cancer and Ethan's Mercury in Gemini. Neither are self-centered, and Ariana can be impatient with Ethan's excessive analysis. Ethan's Mercury in Ariana's 5th house overlaid. Ethan is like the sun to Ariana, and Ethan makes Ariana's day. So from this, I have to assume that potentially, like, they just did, I don't want to say slowly fell in love on set, but, like, you know, it was a gradual thing, it seems like. Easy communication, and both encourage each other to do bad things. And it's not a boring relationship. That's one way to put it. So now it's time for Venus. We have Ariana's Venus in Taurus and Ethan's Venus in Gemini. They are fascinated by each other. They have contradicting values. Ethan thinks Ariana is too serious. We literally just saw that Ariana's desire for commitment is appealing to Ethan, though. What's up? Disagreements easily occur, and Ethan sees Ariana as a rock. Ariana appreciates Ethan's company. Ethan's Venus in Ariana's 5th house overlaid. Ethan sees Ariana as perfect, and Ariana is forgiving of Ethan's faults. I don't like how this thing is repeated, that they're forgiving of each other. Ariana appreciates the admiration from Ethan, we see again, and they are both satisfied here. Ariana may take advantage of Ethan. I wonder in what way, because from what we know anyway, it seems like, you know, to be fair to them, I guess, it is a pretty equal relationship. I mean, obviously, besides, like, oh, one's a lead actor, one's a supportive actor, like, you know, they both did dump their families and their relationships are now just stuck together. So I'm not sure in what way that she may take advantage of Ethan. We did see earlier that Ethan opens up new doors for Ariana, so I assume it would have to be related to that. But what doors? Ariana's Venus square Ethan's Saturn. Ethan is critical and demanding of Ariana, and Ariana sees Ethan as unsympathetic. Ariana eventually withholds affection from Ethan. Interesting. And I also am not obsessed with seeing this as well, because we did see a couple times there is that end. Oddly enough, end, but with a positive mutual respect at the end. So it sucks that we're seeing that there is a sort of deteriorating factor to this. Criticism is rooted from jealousy, and Ethan sees Ariana as childish and undisciplined. I mean, yeah, we did see that Ethan sort of acts as a parent with Ariana. I assume this is what links Ariana's Venus, Trine Ethan's Uranus. Relationship seems odd to outsiders. Yes. Enjoy experimenting together, and they share unusual interests. It's an unconventional setup. It's one way to put it. There's an element of fate, and Ariana is drawn to Ethan's unique qualities. I mean, there's the answer to everyone asking why Ariana is attracted to Ethan, and that's all I have to say about that. It's not long-term. No, I don't like that this is repeated. And I'm saying that because obviously this isn't the best relationship, but I feel like if you are going to dump your current spouses and your baby for Ethan, you know, you may as well be doing it for something that is worth it. I think people would be a lot more sympathetic if, you know, these two just were in the wrong marriage and they finally found the right person. Yes, the timing is bad, but I feel like if these two ended up being together for a long time, if it was a long-term relationship, and if it was their final one, I feel like, okay, this, started off weirdly, but it looks like they did find their person. It's bad, but, at least it was kind of worth it. It just sucks. It doesn't seem like it is long-term. It's like, why did you destroy your previous life, so to speak, for nothing? Ethan finds Ariana charming and attractive. Ariana's Venus, Trine Ethan's Pluto. They are tolerant of each other, and Ariana is willing to overlook Ethan's faults. We see again, Ethan appreciates Ariana and they are attracted to each other. It's a loving and harmonious relationship, and they have similar taste in music and art. We see again, not surprisingly so. Expectations are a part of meeting. This is interesting because I would have thought not really. The only way I can interpret this is I'm not sure if Ariana knew who Ethan was, but I'm sure Ethan knew who Ariana was, and I'm sure he would have known he was like the lead actress and all of that. So potentially a sort of expectations, oh my gosh, I'm going to meet this like great celebrity, because before all of this, Ariana, I feel like was very, very well loved, very popular, and sort of deemed as, she is very iconic, she's a massive success and everything. And I feel like a lot of people loved her, and I'm sure Ethan would have been one of those people. Ariana may expect too much of Ethan, like dumping his child and his wife for her. Ethan may be easily charmed by Ariana. We see again with Ariana being charming. Ariana's Venus opposite Ethan's Pluto, fine line between love and hate, and there's an intense fear of losing each other. I would be too. If I was in this relationship, as I said earlier, like I would not want to let this go just because if I already ruined everything, I may as well keep this. Power struggles and manipulation occur. Will not be able to be just friends. That sucks, because like it would have been one thing if they were just like really good friends out of this, but like, it sucks that it seems like, as we saw earlier, the timing is difficult, but it just seems like fate and destiny was just not in the positive space for these two and the people around them. Staying together is challenging. I'm sure it is in one way. Ethan's dominance frustrates Ariana. I mean, we are kind of seeing a power struggle in terms of Ethan seems to take or feel like he needs to take on that parental role. Ariana, I'm sure, is a naturally assertive person. I mean, we kind of have been seeing bits and pieces here, but also she definitely has the high status and everything. Ethan is okay with manipulating Ariana to keep her. I don't blame him. I'm like, this is horrible, because it is. But like, I feel like for what is at stake and what they destroyed for this, Ethan's Venus, Trine Ariana's Jupiter. Ariana appreciates Ethan as a friend. This makes me feel like that the relationship, was not initially like, an affair straight up. I feel like this sort of like slowly happened. There was, a trajectory to this. It wasn't immediately like smack bang an affair. I feel like it seems like they did just slowly, because from what we're seeing here, if Ariana initially saw Ethan that way, and we have been seeing, it seems like Ethan sort of like charmed Ariana in a sense. They see the good in each other. They make each other feel more confident. We keep seeing. It seems like there is an issue. Like, considering what we know about these people, it seems like potentially they didn't feel confident in their marriages, and that is why they did all of this. Just sort of trying to make sense of all of this. They're a financially abundant couple and they share inside jokes together. They thrive in each other's company and they're a popular couple. In one way they are popular, as I said earlier. Ethan improves Ariana's social life, so I have to assume that Ethan opens up social doors for Ariana. So now it's time for Mars. We have Ariana's Mars in Virgo and Ethan's Mars in Aries. It's a practical relationship and they challenge each other. Ethan gets irritated with Ariana's perfectionism. Ariana tends to be critical of Ethan. Ethan's Mars in Ariana's third house overlaid. Ethan is more blunt around Ariana, and Ariana may intimidate Ethan. Interesting. I mean, it kind of makes sense though, like, because with what we have seen earlier, like, if there is that potential that Ethan sort of went into this, oh my gosh, I'm gonna meet Ariana the big star. You know, that is intimidating. Ariana is sensitive to Ethan's intensity. I guess the best way I can interpret this is that potentially she would have just sort of like, in a weird way, like succumb to the charm, you know. I guess like if he is, you know, sort of laying it on thick, if she's more receptive to that sort of thing. Ariana's Mars conjunct Ethan's Jupiter. They're a lucky couple and there's healthy competition. They have lots of fun together and Ariana feels energized by Ethan. I believe we see again. They feel stronger as a team than by themselves. I mean, you would have to. Like, I feel like they would have to be in some sort of like defense mode now because they are literally together against the world. And it's not a joke, it's not like a fun quote, it's real for them. They encourage each other to engage in reckless behavior. I would say it is pretty reckless to like, hey, dump your husband and hey, dump your wife and child. Like Ethan's Mars square Ariana's Uranus. Exciting but unstable and it's not long term. I don't like seeing these two. I hate how we're seeing it's not long term. I know this is not a relationship. It shouldn't even happened in the first place. It's just, my question keeps being, like, this is all for what? Just so you could have a fling? Like, at least let it be, you know, your soulmate, the love of your life, you know, may encourage each other to be reckless. We see again, not surprisingly so. Ethan gets easily irritated with Ariana and Ariana triggers Ethan's temper. Ariana sees Ethan as a threat to her independence. I definitely see this from the point of view that obviously Ariana had a very successful music career. And I feel like, as I said earlier, she was very well loved. She was very successful and everything. And in a way, Ethan has kind of taken that away from her because of him really. And, you know, it is her fault of all of this. But I guess from her perspective, she could be seeing her sort of like the criticism of her and everything because of Ethan, you know. Ariana distances herself from Ethan. I do not like that we are seeing that Ariana seems to be the one that sort of ends things and deteriorates things because, you know, obviously Ariana was married and everything and like that has been ruined for her. But I feel like it's just worse on Ethan's end because he had a child that was caught up in all of this. And I believe a longer relationship as well, even if they weren't technically married for ever or anything. So it just sucks that, you know, Ariana is the one that's sort of ruining all of this. Either way, it would be bad. I just feel like it sucks for, like, Ethan, and mostly Ethan and his child and, you know, ex-wife, really. Ethan's Mars square Ariana's Neptune. Circumstances in meeting were never understood by one of the partners. Interesting. I would have to assume this would be Ariana because it seems like Ethan knew what he was doing and, you know, they need honesty to make this work. So that was the final aspect, bringing us to the end of the reading. Definitely share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear how you guys interpret this. I feel like it definitely was an insightful reading into this interesting dynamic and interesting couple. And if you have made it this far, please consider subscribing for more. I post these readings weekly. And besides that, give this video a like and I will see you guys next time. Bye!